All right, welcome to the Rogun, and these are all my Caniks, or at least some combination of all my Caniks, at least my current Caniks. So first up, we've got the Combat Canik TP9 Elite Subcompact. This thing is a great, super accurate concealed carry firearm that I've recently started carrying, and I absolutely love this thing. Just like all the other Caniks, it's got the wonderfully crisp, sweet trigger with that nice short reset. Now, if you've kind of been looking at these things, you're probably wondering, why is there a Canik TP9 Elite Combat slide on a tan full-size frame? Well, I'll tell you why. Because what I've done is kind of mix things up a little bit here. I've taken my Canik Mete SFX and I've put it on the Canik TP9 Elite Combat frame. So that's the flat face trigger, compact size frame, not the full size frame that the Mete SFX is, with the 18+3 magazine. I'm sorry, the 15+3 magazine giving you 18. And it's essentially similar to what the rival Dark Side is, or the Canik Rival is. But I believe the Canik Rival has that full-size frame, so it's pretty much that frame with a flat-face trigger and competition barrel on there. This is the Canik TP9 Elite Combat with the Mete frame. And this to me looks absolutely sweet. So I don't know, I really like the way that looks. It's just a really cool looking pistol with that gold slide, the flat dark earth frame. It looks pretty cool. Now you may be asking yourself, how'd you get this done here? Simply put, the Canik Mete and the Elite Combat, as well as the Elite SC, all have the same frame cut out in the back. The TP9 SFX and the other TP9s have a little notch cut out here, so those do not fit the same frames. So it really is not much of an issue. You pretty much pull them back just like you do everything else. Falls right off. You can do the same thing with the Mete and swap them right back. In terms of inside the frames, everything is identical in terms of size, dimensions. The only thing, see a few cutouts in the slide, which I'm going to assume are for the screws holes. They kind of, those two holes there match up for the screw holes for the plate. It's really the only difference in the two frames. Everything is exactly the same. Sorry, the two slides. Everything is exactly the same as far as that's concerned. They both cycle ammo. I haven't had a chance. I just keep forgetting to swap them at the range. Maybe next time I go out, I'll take them out and shoot them. But I cycled plenty of ammo through it. Don't see any reason why they wouldn't shoot. Again, everything is dirty. I shoot my guns. The only difference here is going to be the trigger in there and the way the trigger functions, but they're pretty much identical. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot next time I go to the range. So interestingly enough, not that you would do it, this is the subcompact, same frame. I would say you can put that on there. I mean, we can give it a shot and try. I don't know why you would, because it's going to look pretty silly, but for the sake of science, why don't we try? That would look pretty interesting. I don't think that's going to work. Let's see. Yeah, I just don't, I don't know, maybe that'll work. Yeah, that should, that looks absurd. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That looks absurd. It can work. It works. Yes. Would I take it and shoot? No, I would. That looks absurd. Don't do that. Don't. So I think I just slid it on the wrong way here. Yeah. Don't be me. Don't be that guy that goes to the range and says, you know what? I want to take my. Don't do that. Whatever you do not do that. It looks awful. It looks. I have so many bad things to say about what that looks like. So whatever you do, don't go to the range. Don't show up and shoot that. You're gonna look very special. So I'm gonna say it's a can, but should you? Probably not. So I didn't even think about that. But yeah, apparently you can put the subcompact slide on either frame. Now I took this apart really because I like to compare frames. For someone with my hand size, you know, this frame can sit inside of my hand. One of the things that's really interesting, especially when you don't have the magazine, I don't even really get 2 fingers on there. It's more like 1 and a half, and then the magazine is what gives me the extra grip. And I can get a really good feel for what the frame's gonna feel like slipping out of my hand, and I can always kind of feel, you know, like what I'm gonna experience shooting by just grabbing and kind of pushing up there. I don't really have a problem shooting this thing. I'm not trying to say that, but just exaggerating that feel there with a little bit of a loose grip. But I really like the way that frame feels. One of the things I like to compare, especially in, you know, most people don't know this or haven't really talked about these two guns, especially comparing them. This is the Elite Combat size, which to me is a compact size frame, and this is the Mete SFX, which is probably the same frame as or same size frame as the Canik TP9 SFX. But one of the things you've got to realize right away is that grip. It's definitely a full size versus a compact size grip. You're talking the same, you know, length and frame. They're both fitting the same size slides, but you can see that the grip there does stick out at least an extra finger. I don't really have a measurement there, but it does stick out. Probably the difference between a compact and a full-size frame. And then we'll see if my video juggling skills work well enough to kind of throw that on there to compare all three. And you can kind of see each frame is a step down in size, with the subcompact being the smallest and obviously most concealable. So really what it comes down to is grip. Can you shoot full size, standard, compact, whatever it is, what suits you in terms of grip and shooting. So personally, I have no issue shooting the subcompact. I have no problem shooting the Executive Combat Edition. I have absolutely no problem shooting the Mete for obvious reasons. This thing just fits in my hand. You know, I still, I'd say I've got 2 3/4 of a finger on there. I don't know if there's many guns. I can kind of squeeze a finger on there if I kind of take an awkward grip, but I don't. Yeah, maybe I can kind of roll it all the way around and really squeeze on there. But yeah, that's probably my natural grip. It's gonna be right there. But anyway, so that's kind of a cool, fun little maybe known, unknown trivia. You can kind of get all three of these and mix and match your slide. I cannot speak to the rival. I haven't really spent much time with it in hand to tell you if that's going to work and be a size comparison. So yeah, I can't really comment on that. But what I can comment on, something that I think that I'm fairly qualified, is magazine choice. This right here is the 32 round, I think, Pro Mag magazine. I found this, I've actually seen this in quite a few gun stores. Shoots just fine. I've used it in this one. One of the nice things about it is it does have this little grip extension there, and I don't know, it's there. It's cool. It's a nice thing about it. It's absolutely useless. Just a nice thing about it, I guess. I don't know what else to say. It's there. So it works in this one. I've used it in my subcompact as well. I just make sure I don't grab onto the magazine and still kind of use that to 1.5 finger grip and just kind of keep the pressure up to not squeeze the magazine so I don't get shifting around as much. But I have used it in here. I really don't shoot 32 rounds at a time out of this particular gun, but I can, and obviously it does fit in anything. And again, it does lock the slide back, no issue in all of them. It does fit in the combat, and you can see it does not take up the space all the way up to the magazine. I'm sorry, the little magazine slide thing. So you have to slide that up and it'll be all good. But you can see that's the exact size difference between the Mete and the combat frame. So just another kind of proof of size difference there. Couple other thoughts in terms of the magazine choices here. Both of these magazines, this is the 15 round and the 12 round that come with the the Combat SC. Neither of these can be used with even the combat frame. Is just not long enough to reach. They both have just not long enough of a magazine, and definitely not an option for the Mete. So these are exclusive to the Combat Elite. I'm sorry, the Elite SC, the subcompact. But the subcompact will take any of the other magazines on the table. So both of these are the Mete magazines. This is the shorter 18 round magazine. Obviously it fits in there just fine. This is the same magazine that essentially this one that comes with the TP9 is meant to mimic. It's an 18 round with an 15 round base plate, so both of them are identical, as well as the 15 rounder that comes with the TP9 Elite subcompact. This one will not fit into the SFX. Again, it does not reach, so you cannot put the shorter 15 round magazines are not an option for the Mete. So what does that leave you with? If you're looking to pick up extra magazines, these are again Pro Mag magazines. These are the, as you can see, 18 round magazines. They fit in any of these pistols. So I can use any of the Mete full-size magazines. I can use it in executive. I can use it in subcompact. I can use these Pro Mag magazines. Again, they work perfectly fine in the SFX. They lock the slide back as you'd expect. They do work TP9 subcompact, and they do work perfectly fine with a little hangout in the TP9 Elite, the Elite Combat Executive. So these Pro Mag magazines work out just fine. I have not had any failures to feed, any failures to fire, any failures to do anything other than shoot super accurately, super amazingly. This is my favorite line of guns. One of the biggest comments, and I'm not going to get into any bashing because I really don't dislike any firearm, just come from the train of thought that some firearms don't work for me. A lot of people say, you know, why don't you have any Glocks? Just haven't found Glocks that work for me that I really like. No more, no less. Before this, I was an M&P guy. I still am an M&P guy. I haven't sold all of my M&Ps. I haven't gotten rid of any of my M&Ps. This is just my current favorite lineup today. Whatever date in February this is, 2022, this is my favorite lineup of 9mm to shoot. Will it always be? I don't know. Every time I go into my gun storage, my gun closet, and take out one of my M&Ps and start pulling that trigger and start, you know, kind of getting familiar with that thing again, I really want to go back out. But then I remember I don't have nines in many M&P 9s out there. That you actually don't have any M&P 9s other than a shield. So they're all 40s and 45s, and that just costs a little bit more than my taste at least most of the time. So I spend a lot more time with 9 these days, just because I like shooting a lot of ammo when I go to the range. So this happens to be my current lineup of weapons for multiple reasons, none of which mean that they are better, worse, whatever. But I'll tell you what, I do not regret any of these purchases. I do not think I'll be trading, selling any of these purchases. I can tell you with 100% certainty, I'm trying to avoid picking up other Caniks in the store because I might add them to my collection. So that being said, can it be that good? Oh yes, all these Caniks, they be that good. They are that good. They just work. They work flawlessly. Oil them, clean them, do what you got to do. I keep them dirty. Oh yeah, I should probably. They're due for a cleaning. Maybe after this video, we'll sit them down and clean them and really treat them nice. But they just work flawlessly. I've got no problems with them. I truly enjoy all of these firearms. I can't say that they're better or worse than any other gun. I can tell you that they are all wildly accurate, even the subcompact. My groupings are all, same whole groupings. I can tell you that to me, a gun, everything is accurate, right? Everything shoots straight. It's a matter of, can you focus on keeping it shooting straight for extended periods of time? And to me, those periods of time may kind of mimic, when you're a little fatigued, a little tired, waking up in an emergency situation, you're not 100% there. How do you shoot when you're at your worst, kind of thing? And I know, it's so difficult to replicate that, but I'll tell you what, all of these guns are easy to shoot at the end of a range session. In fact, I used to gravitate towards a 22 or something small caliber at the end of a range session, just to get some extra trigger pulls when I was kind of tired of keeping something a little bit of a larger caliber on set. I'm just guilty of going out for 2 hours and shooting and my hands coming home and it's like, what were you doing? That you just wasted way more money than you should have shooting. But anyway, I pick up this thing at the end of a range session. It just ends up being what I love shooting. When I'm in the middle of a range session and I want to feel that James Bond, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid, when I want to feel that combat kind of feel, I go for this thing. When I'm at the beginning of a range session and I really want to practice my concealed carry, that kind of, from a low ready to on target fire, low ready to on target fire, I'll use this to kind of get used to that unprepared shooting scenario, and then kind of cycle through all of them throughout the rest of the day. But I tend to shoot this more in the beginning of the range session because I want to get that quality mental reps in with this, because this will be, it's a concealed carry weapon, so I want to have those mental reps in with that. And then as I kind of want to shoot something else, it'll put that red dot on, or sometimes I'll just go out with my Mete SFX and 200 rounds with it and I'm at home. So yeah, I can't speak enough about all of these Caniks. They're all that good. They're all great. I'll tell you what, that Canik rival is looking really, really good. Let me know what you think. Get enough likes, get enough views, get enough comments. If you're still with me in this video, go ahead, comment down below, let me know if I should go ahead and pick up one of those Canik rivals. Which one should I get? Should I go for something that matches the gold, or should I go for the dark side? I know where I'm leaning. I just want to see what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in. Rogun out. More Canik Be That Good videos coming soon, guys. We'll talk. Have a good one.